Hello and welcome to episode 9 of TWF. Look who it is. So, TWF is a series, it literally just stands for Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, which is the upload schedule. But it's also a reference to one of my favourite podcasts, True Wrestling Fables, which they, as the story implies, tell stories relating to wrestling, but not always about actual matches, like a lot of backstage stuff and what have you. Really good listen, really enjoy it, and I ran it by them, the people who run it, Tony and Jonathan, and they were cool with me doing a series basically off the back of it. And in episode 4, there was a story about Dusty Rhodes and a story about the man who's going to be his opponent in this match. So that's where this comes from. And this story can be this series can be really variable. So far, we've had a match on SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. We've had a watch along of a Saturday Night's Main Event from 1988. We've played Virtual Pro Wrestling 64 for the Nintendo 64, a Japanese game. We played the career mode on that. We have done all sorts. Anyway, here's Dusty's opponent and the subject of the other story. Now, I'll just quickly give you sort of a synopsis for the stories, but I won't tell you obviously the full stories because that's kind of their job, and I don't want to spoil it for you. But one of the stories is about Dusty Rhodes. You know, when he was obviously sort of still fairly young in the business, being a bit of an entrepreneur, and ended up trying to put on a rock concert that he himself organised. And Bam Bam Bigelow's is a story that might be a little bit more well known. I remember it hitting the news, like doing the rounds on the wrestling news sites anyway, maybe not mainstream news, where Bam Bam rushed into a house that was on fire and saved someone. So that's the sort of the basic stuff, which sort of suits really well with his attire. I deliberately chose this pay-per-view arena, by the way, just because of that. His tattoos, everything about Bam Bam suggests he's comfortable around fire, and apparently so. But unfortunately, neither of these men still with us, but both legends in their own right, and probably a little bit of a match that never happened that maybe wouldn't qualify as a dream match, but I bet no one would have been mad if they'd have got to see this. You know, would have been interesting. Anyway, Bam Bam shoves Dusty to the ground, trying to pull his head off. Strong opening strategy, really. If you pull his head off, he won't be able to beat you. But, yeah, so there's been a few episodes like this as well, where it's been sort of watch-alongs on WWE 2K18. If both people are available on 2K18, or all the people involved, I should say, then it will be on the most recent available game at any given time. But the reason why we were on Virtual Pro Wrestling 64 for a few episodes was because I needed to use that game because it was the only game that both wrestlers appeared on. So if you missed the last episode a couple of days ago, back on Wednesday, then be sure to go give that a look. And I think episodes 5 through 7 were kind of build up to that episode as well, because like I needed to unlock one of the characters, and I thought I might as well record this as well, and show the whole process. Why not make it a really variable series? So I really like the idea for this series, just because I don't know where it's going to be going, which makes it fun, unpredictable, and what have you. Bam Bam dropping a headbutt on the American Dream. And now dropping an elbow as well. Bam Bam, overall, I would say, has been in control thus far. Obviously, a little bit of fighting back from Dusty. This is about the 3rd time, at least, that he's tried to pull Dusty Rhodes' head off. Which, like I said before, is effective. Not very polite, but effective. Alright. Oh, I thought he was going to whip him over the ropes, but no, he pulls him back into a Samoan drop. And Dusty Rhodes really struggling here, but kicks Bam Bam off as he grabbed the legs. So now he has a chance to build a little momentum. Kicks him over. And now what's he got in mind? Oh, Russian leg sweep by the American Dream. Cold War leg sweep. That's what it should be called. Stamps him over. But then as he goes to lift him up, Bam Bam fights off with an elbow to the stomach. And then just like a standing running STO, if that makes sense. And now what's he got in mind here? Now he deadlifts Dusty Rhodes. That's not a sentence you would have heard said very often back in the day. But then a nice deadlift gut wrench suplex as well. Goes for the pin, 1. And Dream kicks out at 1. So we've got Polka Dots versus Flames. Oh, now rubbing Dusty Rhodes face first into the mat and dropping an elbow for good measure onto the back. Dusty blocks and hits a headbutt. Probably not the smartest strategy against Bam Bam Bigelow, but it seemed to work. Went to lift him up for either a spine buster or an atomic drop, but Bam Bam axe handle to the back and knocked him down to the floor. Now, where's Bigelow going? Looks like he's going to the top rope. Got something big in mind here. Wow, diving splash from the top rope from Bam Bam. He looks tired though. There's a lot of energy to execute that. Now, slowly going into the pin. Maybe wasted too much time. Only gets a 1 count. Again, probably because of the wasted time after the impact. And Dusty able to kick out. Right hand to the back by Bam Bam. And now a headbutt. Bam Bam showing that, yeah, headbutts are kind of my thing, Dusty. Don't try to beat me at my own game. Won't work. Bam Bam back up to the top. And a moonsault by Bam Bam Bigelow. Hooks the leg instantly. 2. And Dusty Rhodes kicks out at 2. Bam Bam could not quite believe it. But right back on Dusty. Not wasting any time. He knows better. He knows better. Oh, back elbow by Dusty. There you go. One mistake and he's back in it. But then Bam Bam. Nope, went for another gut wrench. But Dusty reversed it and flipped him over. Yeah, Rhodes starting to build a little momentum now. Got the front face lock on. Now goes, drops down, scoops the leg, trips, and traps the knee. Trying to take down the big, slightly bigger, definitely stronger Bam Bam by taking out his base. Now left hand jab followed by the bionic elbow from Dusty Rhodes. Will that be enough to put away Bam Bam? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. He got him. American Dream picks up the win over Bam Bam Bigelow. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed. If you like the sound of this series and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Again, it's out every Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday. And I do have plenty of other plans for what's going to go on in between. And if you're into 2K18, then you're in the right place. I got back into doing my Let's Plat, which is not a typo. It's because I'm going to get the Platinum Trophy. Got back into that yesterday. Another episode tomorrow and onwards. So pretty much every day where there's not a TWF, there's going to be some sort of content, usually WWE 2K18. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you subscribe, share with your friends if you think they would enjoy. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been Ibeza, you've been amazing, and I'll see you next time.